How to unstrict your parents. Do your parents still not let you go out at night when you're 17 years old? Do your parents have a curfew time of 8 p.m. while you're 17 years old and you're a guy? In India, especially. A guy in India. Do your parents not let you go out more than once a week, even when you're 17 years old? Do you think your parents are kind of too strict, even when you're 17 years old? Give me 1 second. There. How do you actually unstrict your parents? What is unstricting your parents, first of all? God, why is it tilted? Holy crap. That's better. So, to put it simply, unstricting your parents is putting a switch on them or removing that switch which makes them believe that you're still that little immature boy who broke the vase one day. That's what unstricting your parents is, and I'm gonna teach you how to do this. There's layers to this, right? Because once you unstrict your parents, like totally, which is like not that hard to do, like honestly, it's not that hard to do, but like for most people, right? It will be hard because see, I was raised in a very healthy household, so there was no like, there's zero trauma. I don't have any childhood trauma. Like, I could say that maybe my mom beat me or something, some stuff like that, but my parents never had problems. You know, my the most trauma I have is my mother beating me as a child for like not beating me, like hitting me as a child for like doing dumb stuff, not studying stuff like that. Right, that's the most trauma I have. So I come from a relatively healthy household. That's why it's easy. But even if you don't, I'm gonna teach you how to unstrict your parents. So right, there's levels to this. Once you completely unstrict your parents, like they'll let you go out for entire nights. They'll let you return home at 3. They'll let you return home at 3 in the night. They won't even scold you. How do you do this? I'm gonna teach you. First step, right? This is the most basic step, right? To like put down their gun which they're always pointing at you. What do you think it is? It is to actually talk to your parents for stuff other than what you need, okay? So like for the majority of you, this will also be like, bro, like who doesn't do this? Like everyone talks to their parents, but trust me, there are people who don't, right? There are people who just come home from college or school, right? Do their homework, go to the gym, right? Barely talk to their parents, come home, eat dinner. They're sitting on the same dinner table, they barely talk a word, go to sleep. Why will your parents ever give you money to like go out with your friends, bro? You don't even talk to them, they give birth to you. Go love them, bro. That's the first step, to love and talk to your parents, to ask them about their day. I know this sounds very basic, sounds like very basic stuff, but you need to have this in place for the other tips I gave you to actually work. Ask your dad how his day was, right? Tell him how your day was. Tell him that funny thing that happened today. Tell him how much you lifted today. Maybe he doesn't care, right? But the fact that you're telling him something will make him, oh, he's actually talking to me today. That's crazy, right? You need to hug your parents, bro. Like, there's people who think hugging their parents is corny. Hug your parents every single day. I hug my parents like thrice a day, bro, and I love it. Hug your parents, love your parents, okay? That's the first step. Second step, right? This is considering you already talked to your parents, there's no like awkwardness. Like if anyone saw you together, they'd be like, oh, of course, like that's his mother, that's his father. Like it shouldn't be like, oh, why is that man walking with that child who doesn't even wasn't even looking him in the eye when he talks to him. Like, that's the basic stuff. The second step is to take some responsibility in your life. Why? It'll tell your parents, oh, okay, he did that, he was able to do that pretty nicely. That means, maybe I can trust him a little bit more. That how can I trust him a little bit more? He's matured. He took responsibility, and he delivered pretty well. Maybe he matured a little, right? Okay, go party till 12 a.m. I don't care. I trust you enough that you won't drink, even if you do. If you can, I trust you enough that you won't get anyone pregnant. I trust you enough that you won't go kiss random girls. Go. But yeah, you need to take responsibility. What kind of responsibility? Now, the best responsibility to take, right, is a household chore. I know, you were expecting it to be all go get a job. Like, trust me, it won't. Of course, it'll change a lot of things. Getting a job will change a lot of things. But see, getting a job will solve this issue, and it'll solve the entire issue because you'll be making your own money, so you won't need to ask them for money. But there's other basic stuff which you can do instead of just jumping to that. Just take something you can do every single day. Maybe wash the dishes, or fill water if you're from an Indian middle class house. Maybe mop the floor a few times, right? Maybe offer to get groceries. That's a really good one. Maybe offer to get vegetables. Maybe make food, right? If you do this even a few times a week, right, voluntarily, you will get so much more leeway for so many things, bro. So many things. You'll get a lot of leeway. Oh, you got to see on your maths test. Actually, no, maths is a little too much. You got to see on your geography test. Do better next time. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, right? This will genuinely help you. This is legit how you unstrict your parents. First, build a connection with them. Second, take a little bit of responsibility. That's how you unlock them, right? Just make them realize that you're mature and you're not that little boy anymore. And keep smiling. Stay happy. Wow.